Alright guys, I'm sorry that I couldn't actually be in class today. I'm gone to another meeting, but I wanted to be able to show you in first person how to actually do a multi-view drawing. It's going to be a little bit better hopefully seeing this than just looking at the PowerPoint, but if you get stuck, you can replay this. You can also look at the PowerPoint. It's posted right now on Edmodo, and I'll probably have it on the BCIS drive as well. And hopefully you have no questions, help each other out. But here we go. I'm going to draw the first drawing of our Dirty Dozen. Basically, we are going to need to identify the height of the object, the depth of the object, and the width of the object in order to draw this as a multi-view. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink it down and move it over into the corner here to get it out of the way for now. Alright, the way this is going to work, I'm first going to draw what we consider construction lines. So I'm going to shrink my lines down to the very thin yellow lines, and I'm just going to draw a big L in the corner of where my views are going to be. Now, before we go into this, keep in mind, we're always going to have our front view here. We're going to have our top view here. And we're going to have our right side view here. A multi-view is always going to be in this orientation. You're always going to start with your front, then go to your top, and then go to your right side. Now, something to keep in mind, that if this object is right here, the top view has to be perfectly aligned with the front view. And the same thing, the front view has to be perfectly aligned with the right side view. So let's go ahead and see how this is going to work in a multi-view drawing. Alright, so I'm on my line tool, thin yellow lines, what we're looking for, and I'm going to start down here near the corner. I'm just going to go ahead and draw my line going up, across my page. I'm going to draw it coming across as well. Now those lines are probably a lot longer than they really need to be, but said we're going to look at our front view first. So we need to understand something about this. When I'm looking at my front view here, I'm going to draw the height, which is 1.5, and the width, which is 2.25. Let's go ahead and draw those with our construction lines here. So I'm going back to my construction line. These are very thin. If our height is 1.5, then that means $1.50 we have 6 quarters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at that height, I'm just going to draw a line coming straight across. And my width, side to side dimension, is going to be 2.25. So if I have $2.25, how much money do I have, or how many quarters do I have? Well, $2 would be 8 quarters, another quarter, 9 quarters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right here, I'm going to draw a line that goes all the way up. All right. Just move this down just a little bit to get it straight. Now what we've just done essentially is we've laid out our area for our front view. Now, what I always like to do at this point is go ahead and skip however many spaces are going to be between my views. I like to skip those now. In this case, to fit it in your engineering notebook the best, we're going to skip 3 grid spaces between views. So I'm just going to count up 3 spaces, and I'm going to draw a line coming across as well. Go to my line tool, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to just shoot that on across. Now, let's go ahead and measure out the depth of our object. We look at it again. The depth of this object, which is how far it goes away from us, is 1.5. So that's how much the next line is going to be up from this line here. It's going to be 1.5. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down, move it over. So 1.5, $1.50 again, 6 spaces up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to draw my line going across. Alright, cool. Get these just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Alright, now the cool thing is we don't even have to measure in our side view. Let me show you why. If we'll, from this corner right here where our front view starts heading on to the top view, if we'll take that top line of our front view and draw a diagonal, meaning 45 degrees coming across here. Get it where it's truly 45. About as close as I can get it right there. I'm going to get it right in this corner. It'll make a lot more sense. Alright, now check this out. Wherever this 45 degree line intersects these, I can just project that down. It's really cool. So I'm going to project it straight down and project this one straight down. Now the neat thing is, I have just identified, once again, where my front view is, where my top view is, and where my right side view is. I now have the exact amount of space in between the front and the top view as I have between the front and the right side view. Okay? Alright, now we need to worry about our details. Alright, here's my object. Alright, we notice in the front view that we've got an L shape. So essentially all the lines I need to identify is this line right here and this line right here. I'm going to project it up and project it across. So how high is that line, this line right here? Well, it's the same as it is on the back side, so that's 0.75 up. And how far does it come over this way? Notice it comes over 0.75. So I'm going to have two lines here. Leave that right there. The first one I said is going to be 0.75 coming over. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw a line over. That's 3 squares over, 0.75, 3/4. And then I'm also going to draw one 3/4 up. And project that across. Now notice what I did. I projected that line up to the top view and I projected it over to the right side view. Now the cool thing is, we have just identified where our object is in the front view. There we have it. Not quite as clean as drawing on a piece of paper, but we do have our front view identified. Now, we have also identified most of the lines of the top view by drawing that line there, because what we would have is this line here, this line here, this line here, and we have this top edge. Keep in mind, we're looking straight down on top of this object. What would you see there? Well, we have some more detail that we have to look at. So if I bring my view over here, we have to figure out where that little edge is there and where this cutout is here. Okay? Let's start with this ledge. It tells us that we need to go over 0.25, which is 1/4, and this is the same because there's a 1-inch gap in between. I'm going to move this out of the way, and let's go ahead and go back to our line tool. And we're going to draw a 1/4 inch down, so that's a line coming across here, just like that. And then a 1/4 inch here, just like that. Now the cool thing, wherever they hit the intersecting lines here, you can shoot those straight down. Shoot this one straight down as well. Move my object out of the way just a second. Alright, now that's part of it. I can go ahead and fill those in now that I know where they are. Right there's a line, and right there's a line. And if you remember, we said that this ledge right here, maybe we didn't look at that a while ago, but it goes in 0.5 and it's the same on this side, 0.5. So I'm going to move that back out of the way, go back to my line tool. 0.5 would be 2 blocks down and 2 blocks up. So let me draw a line coming across like that, coming across like that, and now project those down as well. Project this one down as well. And now not only do I have the top view completely drawn, I have now identified where the right side view is as well. We just need to fill in the details. Alright, so here we go. I know now that this line comes down 1/2 inch, this one is 1/2 inch, and then it comes back. I see some lines that we forgot in the front view. I didn't talk yet about hidden lines. Now these are the lines or details that you would have that aren't being shown immediately in that view. Like if you're looking directly at the front view, we don't actually see this little cutout here, and we don't see this cutout here. So what I'm going to have to do is figure out where those are and draw them in as hidden lines here. So I'm going to need my line tool again, and I need to measure how far that goes in. Well, this tells me it goes in 0.75. So from this edge, that would be 3 spaces over. Draw a line coming up. And then from here down, there's going to be a cutout, and that tells me that that's 0.5 is the depth there. So I'm going to go 2 spaces down and draw a line coming across. Now I have those, and the way we represent hidden lines, I'm going to change it to blue here to show this. We do a dash line, short dash, short dash, short dash. That looks kind of terrible, but you get the idea. And then we have that same hidden line here. Short dash, short dash, short dash. That would be our hidden line. Now we don't have any hidden lines that are going to be represented in the top view, but we can go ahead and fill in our cutouts. Now notice that this cutout, it matches this line up here. So that tells us that this is exactly where our object comes in and gets cut and finished off there. Now that completes our top view. Now we've also got every line necessary for our front view as well. Now we have to just be careful where we darken in our lines. First off, we know that the side of this is one solid line. So I can go ahead and for the full height here, I can draw the full height right there and the full height right there. We also know that we would see a solid line on the bottom where the base is. Okay. When we project across from these lines and turn it down to 45, we know that our little front 2 lines right here are going to be 0.5 over. So that's this line right here. Notice it only goes up as high as this line is right here where it comes across and intersects. Just like that. And also, we could draw this across right here. But you actually would see that as a full line going across because we do see this edge right here. And the top, it only goes in 1/4 of an inch and then down 1/2 an inch, then over and up and then back over. So we have our 1/4 of an inch here, our 1/4 of an inch here, down 1/2 an inch, down 1/2 an inch, and all the way across. All right, and in this multi-view for the top and for the right side, we don't have any kind of hidden lines that would need to be drawn. Now, this is pretty much the easiest one of the multi-views that you have. So I would recommend if you need to replay this a little bit, feel free, replay it. Go through it step by step in your engineering notebook. I'm going to try to show you what this will look like in your engineering notebook, just so you can see how this would need to be on the page here. And get close and let's see if it focuses. There we go. That's exactly how it needs to look in the engineering notebook. Notice I'm showing my hidden lines. Notice how clean and crisp all the lines are. And once again, there's 3 spaces in between your views. Since you have graph paper, it's not really all that necessary to do your 45-degree line, but it could help to learn this projection technique. Pretty good method to use. Try to help each other out. Again, review the PowerPoint on multi-view drawing. That will give you some step-by-step guides too as to how to do this. But good luck. Hopefully Tuesday I will see some good multi-view drawings. Remember, they need to be perfect in your engineering notebook.